the major ones. If you use those to trigger, you can actually trigger, just keep asking yourself, who, what, where, when, why. And what is missing? Why don't you have the invention already done? How come you don't have $1 million in the bank? How come you guys don't have these things happening? You know what it is? It's what you're missing. And everything, all the knowledge that you're ever going to want for all your life is hidden in those questions. So if you write the questions down and trigger yourself every day and ask your, who is coming to the meeting? When are we going to get paid? When are we going to do the presentation? Why are we going to pay this much money? Who, what, where, when, or why? That's what you're doing. You're iterating that. And if you put that down, that will bring you totally into focus. Because when you're in total mental focus, you know what you have? You have no question. There is no question the product is in the market. There is no question we sold over 1 million. Okay? That's zero distortion thinking. That means you've answered every question. All you got to do is write them down. Keep writing those questions down. Keep writing your actions. Stay in a loop of VAQ. V-A-Q. Visualization, actions, questions. Keep doing that. Now, here's the problem with brain. It's overloaded. We got an information overload problem with this thing. Okay? It's really powerful. You know what's happening to us? The internet's hitting us like a, I mean, this thing is like, it's like a hurricane. It's a tsunami. We have information out beyond our imagination coming at us. We got computers that are cheap. You can buy these things. We got iPhones today. This thing is 3 computers. This thing is the most amazing product in the world. It is so far beyond. How many people have iPhones? 1, 2, 3. Okay, so you're missing out by not having that. It's out for the future. Let me just say that. Anyway, the brain, now you have 2 of them, and you're separating the functions. So here's the deal. The left brain is your action brain. That's the one that is the logic one, and the only thing you need to know about is the actions are the logic side of what your brain is, and if all the actions you work with are going to be processed on this brain. The other brain is your questions. This action brain is all about what is known. What do you know? Everything you know is stored in this brain. It processes all the known stuff, the logic, the sequential, mathematics, everything you've ever learned is all encoded in the logical side of this brain. It deals with logic and the known reality stuff. It knows reality like the back of its hand. This brain, guess what it does? It specializes in the unknown. It knows about creativity. Creativity hasn't happened yet. It can visualize that stuff that's all in the future. So this is your future brain, and this is your current logic brain. Actions, questions. This brain deals with all the unknown. So you're tapping the left brain by tapping all your questions. You're tapping the right brain by putting all your actions. So I separate down for you. You got actions on this side, questions on this side. Pop them together, and you capture them on the left brain page. That's what this page is divided for. And if you're stuck, guess what I have on here? I have triggers. Triggers actions. So you're, hey, Nicholas, I'm out of wave, man. I don't have any more thoughts. I'm stuck. The British man says my brain has gone dry. I don't have any more to tell you. No, I'll tell you what. Why don't you call? Do you need to delegate? Do you need to sell? Do you need to invent? Do you need to research? Oh, wait, I should research that. You get the idea? So we can trigger. That's why we have these triggers. We can get you going again. We can jump start your right brain and your left brain. Same thing with the visual, the questions. The question side is who, what, where, when. So all your knowledge could be accelerated massively if you were in school and were taught to map your questions before you read a book, map your questions before you do a presentation, map your questions all day long until you get them down to nothing. And if you do, you will be laser focused. No one will be able to touch your power because it's full focus, full tilt. You're distilling the stuff down to the brain's core. You got dual core brains. You distill it down to simple things that each brain does. And why do you think you have 2 brains? Anybody know? Oh, that's interesting. We had dual processors. Why did they give us 2 of them? One for the future and one for now. Think about that. The other thing is I ask myself these questions all the time. So the other idea about these brains is if you could simplify what they do, they divide labor. This brain divides all the labor into the visual stuff, the creative stuff. This brain divides all the logic. So when it comes at you through your senses, they divide out. And that's how they can process more powerful. So what's going to happen if you start pre-thinking the way your brain's thinking? If you start taking notes the same way your brain sees it, you're gonna move at a high speed. You're going to go into total focus. That's what happens when you create a mindset. That's the 2 pages of these together. Okay, so we do this stuff in Genius Brain Trainings. We have a 3-hour training session. We do on site, or we do them monthly. We were doing them. And now we have a waiting list for those people that are interested in that. And then we have the organizer books. These are Genius packs that we also have for sale, 6 or 5 packs that we do. So that's the brain organizer concept. Organize your mind and then your life. Okay? Now, the deal is this. We have overload. We've overloaded this thing. So we've got information overload. We've got ADD, and the kids are running around. They got all their game machines going. They can't talk. They can't concentrate. And guess what else is happening? We're fragmented. We're fragmented. You guys are sitting here, and there's a massive amount of competition for what I'm talking to you about right now. Your brain's singing along with all these things. Guess what happens? Every day you wake up, a tsunami of information's come through your brain. And you're going, oh my God, what am I going to do today? We've got to invent a product. We've got to do a presentation. We've got to raise some money. We've got to go to the SDIF. We're going to go down and get some more knowledge tonight. We've got 16 books to read. And guess what else? I've got to feed the chickens. So here's the deal. There's another thing that can protect you for overload. So I gave you 3 bullets. The VAC, the VAQ. That is the most powerful weapons you'll ever have to stay laser focused. But there's one big other thing you can do, is this process called popping the stack. The problem with the brains is they're loaded. They're overloaded. You've taken on way too much. You're going to invent a product you haven't even made. You're damn right. You got to do this on the side. Everything's got to be done on the side. Your whole life never is like, oh, I'm an inventor. I do it every day and I get paid.